I should have never cut mine.
No.
I'm upset that I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something. I was literally just talking about I had my therapy appointment, and then directly after that going to get a haircut. And I was like, I don't know. There's something.
Yeah.
It's like a reset.
Yeah.
And I don't get a haircut that often.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've probably gotten to my head too much about it, but I remember reading an article or something. It was in an article or a book, but it was talking about how in like professionalism or in your career, as you are like essentially it helps to look similar to the people that you're working around.
Yeah.
It either happens naturally, people don't necessarily realize, just like culturally, people will kind of assimilate to the same.
Even the same haircuts?
Look. But it was saying that like underneath, subconsciously, that someone with some sort of like radically different type of look, not necessarily hair, but it did mention haircuts and wardrobe, right? That it's subconsciously still viewed as something outside of like the norm, right? So if you're seeking like a promotion or something like that, it subconsciously helps if you look similar to the person that you're trying to relate to.
Really?
For that type of advancement, yeah.
That's weird.
Which is why I think you'll see a lot of people in certain sectors, of business look similar to each other. You know what I mean? Most like sales guys.
There's a stereotype.
Yeah, most sales guys are nice, clean cut,
right? All
that, and so just with everything I have going on, and like the level of responsibility that I have, which kind of like automatically is supposed to, I think, give me this certain level of respect. Yeah. I didn't want to be looking too out of character, I guess, for what I'm doing professionally in a couple of areas. And like with this, if I'm gonna go have a conversation with somebody and want to be taken seriously, I don't know.
You don't want to look like a bum.
Yeah, or so I mean,
or have the mullet.
I was rocking the mullet for a minute, and I'm like, but I also, it wasn't like a crazy hairstyle. So either I didn't like overdo it with it in the first place.
So Cass wanted me to have a mullet. Like this would have been 3 years ago. I think I finally cut it, but that was my problem. I was like going off away, doing my own thing with my own jobs and stuff, and I was like, I feel like I look terrible.
Yeah,
like I'm trying to be professional, and like that is just a stigma. Like it is just a thing to where it's like you're clean cut, you're professional. I can still look like a bum and be professional, but it does pose an issue to the other person.
Yeah,
like frankly, dude. I mean, us having tattoos and stuff to some people is like not cool, but then the moment I open my mouth, they're like, "Oh, this person is kind."
Right. I've had very similar experiences. I've worked with a lot of like C-suite execs, and it's always that same type of response. Like after you have a conversation, they, it's like,
I can be your best friend.
Yeah, you can tell that it eases people's mind, I think, but it's it does not negate the fact that there is judgment made based on appearances. Because I look like this, and I have to deal with potential contracts, people working with people, all that. And I will judge the hell out of somebody.
I do too.
On appearance.
I judge based off of how good your tattoo is.
No, I mean,
I've seen some real shitty tattoos.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there is a little bit to that. For me, I think it's more so the way that somebody speaks. Yeah. It really does come down to the way that they carry themselves and the way that they communicate. I think that's really what I end up judging people on. But it'd be a lie to say that there's not an initial judgment on appearance, because that's how we're wired biologically.
That's what I was going to say. Like we all judge a book by its cover. Like we all have the ability to not, once that relationship goes further, or tell ourselves like, hey, I shouldn't judge the book by that cover.
Right.
But it still happens. Like you said, it's wired in us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's kind of being pushed away more though. Like there's jobs that don't care about.
As far as tattoos go, I know that that's kind
Yeah.
of going downhill. I've always had kind of a different style, like unique style,
Yeah.
you know, and I've always ridden the line of like professionalism
Yeah.
and comfort. So, I mean, I've definitely found my way and industries in which I can wear,
Yeah.
you know, what I like
Yeah.
essentially and still be okay.
I mean, dude, being in construction, I could have anything, but running my own businesses, I can too. The funniest thing is, like, I got my first hand tattoo because I was like, I don't ever want a job that tells me I can't have tattoos, so I'm going to get this right on my hand.
I remember when I got my hands tattooed originally. Well, and I'll go back with it, but originally when I got my hand tattoos, it was very similar, right? Like I was still tattooing full time at a shop, and I remember just deciding, like, you know what, I really enjoy this. I like, why not? You know, why not? And then I remember asking someone's opinion, and they're like, "You already have your entire neck tattooed." Like,
what does it matter?
But then going back to the neck,
It's funny.
I had some lettering up here on my neck for a long time, and it was really ugly. It was bad tattoo, bad idea.
Yeah.
Good idea, but
Poorly executed.
well, right after I got the tattoo, a clothing company came out with the same name.
What was it?
I don't even want to say it
Why?
on here. If I say it, you have to bleep it out.
All right, I'll bleep it out.
The BAD Project is about finding those small distractions that keep you moving when life tries to pin you down. That's what our gear stands for. They're reminders you can wear, carry, and share to push through those hard days. Every shirt, every hat, every sticker helps spread the message. When you're wearing it, you're not just buying our merch, you're backing the mission. We're building more than just a brand. As we roll out BAD activity events, your support helps make them possible. With new drops, holiday specials, and surprises always around the corner, we really are just getting started. If you want to go even deeper, hit our new Patreon for Bad Thoughts episodes, bonus content, behind the scenes, and a closer seat in this community we're building. We're even doing giveaways. So check out the gear at thebadproject.com, hit our Patreon, and follow us on all the socials to stay locked in. This movement's only growing, and you're going to be a part of it. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Love you all.
No shit.
Yeah. So I watched a movie that has that name.
Yeah.
Right. And no, the movie is called Felon. Right. And I remember seeing this movie, and for whatever reason, a character in the movie had a tattoo across his neck, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, that word, when applied to like my life and the artwork that I'm doing, like I could see it being a tattoo, because you're like wearing the thing that you're doing, like you're encompassing. It's like the thing that it's your affliction, you know, you're the thing you're, you know, it's a part of you that you're doing. And so like, I'm like, I'm not going to go giant across my neck though. So I just wrapped the bottom of my neck, whatever, got it. Maybe 6 months later, man, I'm like perusing through the store, looking for something. And
Was it buckle?
No, I think it was like TJ Maxx or something like
They're
that.
still around.
But
I'll bleep the brand out, but
yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
But I remember going through it, and at the time I was training in that industry, right? And so I remember just like going through, looking, and I saw a pair of jeans, and I was like, huh?
Oh no.
What?
Bedazzled?
And it was like the same style lettering, and I'm like, oh,
somebody else had the idea.
I just branded myself. Like, what did I do? And then, even though I worked in the industry, I still wore that thing around. I still wore that tattoo around for like 8 or 9 years, because you know how it is. You kind of forget that 100%. You have it. You know, like I knew I had it.
Too many people mention it,
and it was low enough that like, depending on what I'm wearing, if I wore a collared shirt, you'd never even see it or anything, you know. And so like over time, it was not something that I was at like the forefront of my mind, but I hated it always. And like over time, I just like finally got to where I wanted to cover it.
Did you?
I wanted to cover it with something that I thought would be more neutral. And like I like tough stuff and like hardcore stuff. You know, I think it looks cool. I would like to do more, but I also have kids, professional job and all that. And so I wanted it to be something like my favorite experience as far as like tattoos go or having tattoos is when you have a conversation like we were just talking about with somebody that wouldn't normally like be into it or doesn't know what to think about it. So like the old lady at the grocery store, it's like, oh, you know, because I have some flower work over here and stuff. Oh, that's a pretty tattoo. I love the colors. And, you know, and then they get to talking to you and you're like a normal person, you know? Yeah. And so like those experiences, I think
you're kind of like blocking the whole stigma, you know?
Right. And they're the most fun to have.
They really are.
Because they'll like share, a lot of the times they'll share how like they've always wanted one, or I've tattooed people that were getting their first tattoos at like 70, 80, 85 years old. Like, I don't know why I waited my whole life to do this. I was worried about what people would think, and here I am now. It's got
to feel like shit at 70. Yeah, it's got to hurt.
I mean, tattoo is probably on the low spectrum of regret or like not having a tattoo. And in fact, if I could go back now, even having been in the industry and stuff, I would. There are some tattoos that I like and appreciate. They're part of the story, all that. But if I could go back and like remove them all, I think I might. For one, it'd be interesting to see what I look like without them.
There's apps.
You know? Because I've like sat in front of the mirror. Like, again, I don't notice. It's just a part of me, and I don't notice 100%. What I look like. So there's every once in a while I'll catch a glimpse of myself or something. If I see a picture of myself or something, and it's like if I didn't know me or whatever, like kind of heavily tattooed. Yeah. You know, like definitely not, I'm not fully covered or anything, but like it's enough to be like, oh, I might judge me if I didn't know me.
You'd judge
you know?
Yeah. Like, I would judge me. Yeah. And I don't even have that many yet.
So
I've been so when I first started getting mine were the same way. Like I got one for my cousin who passed away on my right calf. Then I waited a while, and then immediately, like when I was ready, I didn't just get something small. That's when I got the gun and the whole snake going up my arm to my chest. Mm-hmm. And then I started getting small stuff again. And immediately after that, I was like, I don't want, like, I want to plan everything out. And so that's when I started like actually being like, well, now I got to work around the dumb shit that I put on too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
my teacher that taught me, who you get tattooed by, you know him, Joey.
Shout out.
Been a long time, but we were young, and so that is its whole own story. But it was cool working with him. I appreciated learning from him. Solid artist, and I learned a lot, I think, about myself through that time. I was like probably 18. I think I was 18 and apprenticed for like 3 years, you know, and we were both going through our own stuff at the time.
Did you have a kid at the? You have?
I did at the end of my apprenticeship.
Okay.
But you know, personally, whatever. I think it developed me more after the time, like reflecting on those experiences in that time. I think as I have like grown as a man, were important elements to it. But I remember him always trying to push back on me getting tattooed, and like I'm working at the shop, like tattoo me. Like, you know, like I'll pay for it. Like you're tattooing me. And I think I've covered up. So I had him do like a sweet half sleeve that I ended up, because it didn't really like mean the same thing. And I grew so much after the fact, like it had shifted a bunch and all that. So like I ended up adding to it, then covering it, trying to cover it again. It's like halfway done right now.
Yeah.
My very first tattoo I covered, the first like 3 or 4 tattoos that I got, if not more, maybe first like 10 of them, I think I've covered.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have waited a little bit, you know. I mean, I still have some of them from early on, and they're still like okay. But I definitely would do things different, which I think every artist for sure, because we're like all of us that have tattooed in the shop have gotten, maybe not all, sorry, overgeneralization, but most of us, I think, got work done, whether it's from like apprentices and working together, or, you know, like in somebody's work, whatever. Maybe you get work early on and then you're like, damn, I probably would have done that different. Yeah. Should have planned out that real estate a little better. So
Greg always judges the little Halloween thing that he put on my ankle every time he sees that. He's like, who the fuck did that?
Yeah.
I was like, you did in an apartment in Dexter.
Dude, there's...
It took way too long and heavy-handed the fuck out of me, dude.
It was
rough.
I think I've done solid work for a long time, but there are definitely tattoos that I did early on that I wish I could just
not have done
or
weren't
cover
ready.
for people.
Yeah.
The idea was great. Execution might not have been great, or the idea wasn't great, but because I wanted to tattoo and, make money and tattoo people, I would do work that like now I wouldn't touch, and I hope that all those people can reach out and let me, work with me on doing a cover up or something. There's a couple of them that I've covered up that have turned out pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So that's been fun, but I also haven't been doing much artwork lately.
Yeah. You got to get back into it before you start.
Yeah.
Is it nervous? Is it nerve wracking? Like if somebody asks you to do one?
No, I mean, I still do enough work to make sure that I'm, staying dialed in, but it's just not,
it's not
the pursuit of my, my mission right now. Honestly, if I was going to do more artwork, I'd really like to do more murals. I'd like to paint more and, a wider variety, even though I really do like doing the landscaping like that one. I'd like to repaint and do this. Maybe next year I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I want to repaint this wall too. I just feel like I look.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the orange anymore.
I don't think it complements my skin tone.
I don't think it complements anybody's skin tone. I think we're working on things.
Yeah, no, it's cool though. I mean, it looks good. The whole room looks good.
I think that was the point,
with
right?
that,
like the whole point was to work it into the mural, but it just
to be relative to that. But I definitely blend in weird. I think,
dude. I think it's not just you; it's everybody. Yeah. It's just the way it is.
But
did you see Chris Williamson and Matthew McConaughey?
Mm-hmm.
So you know his oh my God, is it Modern Wisdom? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did the set. You've seen Interstellar, right? They recreated the entire set.
Oh, really?
of the house and the Airstream. Dude, it is like by far. It was
a sweet set.
It was so cool. They put in so much work for it, man.
What did he say when he went in there? He saw it that way.
I think he knew that it was going to happen. I haven't listened to the podcast yet.
Oh, we'll have to check it out.
Because I was finishing Endurance.
It would have been great if he didn't know anything about it and then showed up to interview.
No, but they put in so much work, dude. They have like a whole backstory about the whole thing, but his team did so much work.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I haven't even got a chance to listen to the podcast yet, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
Side note, Endurance.
Good book, huh?
Dude, I thought I finished it. I never finished it.
No.
Because I thought they all died.
No.
Holy fuck, is that a good book?
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna re-listen to it.
Great book.
The audio book is
way better.
It's really
good. Nice to hear that story told to you. Because there's so much.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
And there's so much that like if you don't like I don't understand like going out to sea and I don't understand the map. Like so they explain a little bit of it, but by the time you make it halfway through the book, you're really clicking and understanding what's going on.
Yeah, you understand a lot of it.
That's why I want to go back through and reread it. But dude, ever since I finished it yesterday.
Yeah.
But I knew that like, and they don't tell you that anybody is going to be saved.
No.
And I thought they weren't ever going to.
Yeah. We might actually have to cut part of this out so that we don't.
So I'll cut out part of that, but I'll stop talking about the actual end. Holy fuck. Yeah. Everything that I have complained about in the last 3 days instantly goes through my mind. I was like, you have nothing to complain about.
It really does. Like if you like any book, I assume most books, can or have the power to affect the way you view life or give you a perspective shift. But if you think about the lengths in which those men went through
months in Antarctica
in a place that you there's no comfort. There's no comfort. If they didn't do everything right, you're dead. And then
everything,
the will to survive. I mean, can you imagine having to eat
Here's
that
the other
way,
thing.
eating dog food.
They were like a year in before anybody had any like emotions of we're not going to make it.
right.
A whole year,
Yeah.
365 days
Yeah.
in like -4-degree weather.
Yeah, and worse at times.
And
negative
worse.
40. Like
Have you seen wildly enough, this is how you know that they're listening to you through your phones,
Mhm.
because I've been talking about it nonstop, and we turn on Disney Plus and it's like the first national, I don't think it's a National Geographic. Anyways, it's like a whole documentary of them going and finding the Endurance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
No, I've never.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
I never.
I got like 15, 20 minutes in, and I was so exhausted last night because we went out to Wired's after.
Nice.
Yeah, we went out at like 9:00 and then didn't make it back here till like 11.
Mhm.
Which I like haunted houses.
Yeah.
It's just hard when you go back to the same ones.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive
I'm
to
not a
change
fan.
shit up.
I don't
dude.
like being scared.
You don't? We're going to Eloise tonight.
I get enough
don't
of
like
that
it,
in
dude.
life, man.
I'll tell
I don't
you-
need the extra stress hormone being dumped into my body.
Dude, I don't think I
So-
need it. I don't like talking about, I don't like being like, dude, I had a dream last night.
That, and so this is something we should talk about later on today or another
Yeah.
time. But like I've found myself not really watching scary movies, horror stuff. Like I really have been trying to protect my peace.
Let's get into it now because I've got some stuff to say about it too.
I think that what you watch and absorb, absolutely, you absorb. And there's things that I know I've watched that like people aren't supposed to see in their lives.
No.
Like you're not supposed to witness certain events unless you're partaking in the event.
Especially
And,
videos and stuff on social media.
and
People,
I worry about my kids. They're
Yeah.
on social media. They're seeing all this stuff. And, I think people socially know that there's stuff online that kids shouldn't see. But like the act of murdering someone is not supposed to be like witnessed by innocent children.
No.
And those feelings and emotions absorbed into their, like DNA on a cellular
Yeah.
level. We are.
Death was something that was more common, but you didn't watch people get murdered still.
Right.
Like nowhere in.
Well, and to the amount, right? Like
Right.
anything on social media is to the, 10,000th
Right.
of what any one person would
It's
have
excessive,
experienced before
right.
the internet.
Exactly.
Like I know I've seen online them reference like the typical male, 100 years ago would maybe date a handful of women, would, at most see a handful of women, potentially like, intimately, whatever. And then, these boys, these young men that are growing up nowadays are seeing thousands of women.
Well, that's like everybody. It's not just men, but women too. Like it's all about their number. It's all
Yeah.
about their count.
Yeah. And just like the desensitization in general in society, I think is really,
It's affecting us.
I think that's a huge part of the mental health epidemic that we face, and just the desensitization of things that would typically have triggered people to seek out help in the past. Like, before the internet and things were so common, if somebody was off, because you had such common and strong connections with your neighbors and friends and the community, like you had more of an idea, I think, in general, of what was going on and if people were okay or not.
Right.
And nowadays, people are so desensitized to people acting a fool and it being online and funny, or, whatever the case may be, that it's just
The whole thing is
overabundance
mind-blowing to me.
of things. Yeah.
So when we talk about like, like running this business, like I have to release reels. I don't have to, but like I release reels so people can see snippets of our stuff and go and actually watch our full episodes. And all of the social media platforms, every single one of them will have ads about how to make your videos like more appealing in the first 2 seconds. And I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I don't care. If somebody can't pay attention, like that is the biggest problem. That's why we're sitting down here. People's attention spans, especially with what they're intaking, it's funny, when I was going through my darkest spot, I was nonstop listening and watching not good shit.
Mhm.
Like my podcasts were all
murder or true crime podcasts.
Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah.
was nonstop, dude.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why am I having wicked dreams like this?
Mhm.
Like
And you're pulling into your
it's all you're
subconscious.
intaking
You
it.
know?
And I eventually was like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And-
all, I'm a big believer in energy,
Yeah.
and it's all energy, and what we absorb, we become on a cellular level. You know?
I completely agree. It's the same thing. Like I would watch, serial killer documentaries and stuff, and like it doesn't do you any good. I mean, I enjoy it because I enjoy like the whole Halloween thing. I enjoy learning about like the minds of those fucked up people.
Yeah, it's interesting to
It
learn
really
about the
is to me.
psychology.
That's
people.
what's interesting to me.
Right.
It's not the wicked murder scenes and stuff like that. Now I'm huge into Halloween. I love it. I like a ton of scary movies. I still limit myself extensively now. Like when I was younger, I'd watch anything and everything.
Yeah.
But there's that new on Netflix. There's the new. I haven't even watched it, and I don't know if I'm like ready to or whatever. But it's called Monsters, and it's the Ed Gein story. It's Charlie Hunnam plays him.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that that's really good, but I
heard an interview that he talked about, and he's like, there was a point where I realized I fucked up by playing him because he's studying to be him. So he's nonstop looking at like crime scene photos and like going through his books.
He's trying to understand the psychology of this person.
He's like, I started to have wicked dreams. Like I was intaking all of this negative energy. He's like, I still had to do it to play the actor, but I had to. I think he said he had to slow down or
detach from it a
like
little
kind
bit.
of try to detach from it. And I totally get it. I mean, that happens with some other actors too. Who's the guy that played the Joker?
Which one?
In
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, he was fucked up from it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was on pills and a bunch of other shit, anyways. But like everybody around him had said that role fucked him up.
Yeah,
because they got too far deep into it. And so, like when you're intaking all of that garbage, it messes with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't like being like, oh, dude, I had a dream. But like the other night, we were turning the stove into a gas line, and I had to get in the crawl space. And Nate opened up the crawl space door, and I started making all of these jokes about like all of the demons or things out there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That night, I had a dream, and I'm sitting there, and like for 2-3 hours, it felt like in this dream, I was taking pictures of this old house, like with that DSLR camera. So you hear the shutter, you see the preview. You hear the shutter, you see the preview. 2 hours went by. And I'm just like wandering around this house. And then I went to go and leave, and I took one last photo, and there's something in like girl in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then my camera just started shuddering like fucking crazy. And it just kept getting closer. I woke up, and I don't know if you like believe in spirits or like whatever. There's a portion of me that does, and there's a portion of me that wishes I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up like at the witching hour, 3:00 on the dot. Couldn't fucking sleep till 4:00 till like I couldn't sleep till 5:30. I was just like staring around in the corner, like in the darkness. It sounds like I'm 31 years old, but dude, I've seen some fucking weird shit in my life that I've just been like, nope, doesn't exist.
So what happened?
Nothing.
What'd you see?
The in my dream.
No, in the dream you saw the girl in the picture.
I didn't see anything in at the house.
Oh.
The next day, I went down in the crawl space and like shined the flashlight around, and it was like crawling back. I couldn't find the gas line. Matt came over, me and him were down, and he's like, dude, it is way less creepy down here with 2 people. I'm like, yeah, I hate crawl spaces. But I got out that we got out, got done. We went to that other job site, and I texted Cass and I said, can you sage the house? And she's like, yeah, but she knows like I can't stand the smell of it is my only problem.
Right.
Like closes me up. So I'm like, just sage the house. Don't ask me anything. We get back to the house, and she's like, why am I saging the house? And I was like, I don't even want to tell you. If I tell you, it's going to start again. You're going to have to sage the house again. I don't want to do this. Like, please, for the love of God, don't. And then of course we told her. Then she was freaked out, started saging the house again. I'm like, I don't like. My great grandfather, my great grandmother passed away here.
There's been tons of people who have lived here, and everybody's like, I've seen some weird shit when I was a kid. I'm like, just please sage the fucking house. Just keep saging it for the love of God, and don't open up the crawl space. So I don't know. Anyways, I mean, I don't really like being like, oh, I had a dream, but dude, it was like at the witching hour, 3 o'clock, and I was like, and then for the and it was a full moon. 3 nights after that, I kept waking up at 3 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. I've had some weird experiences happen. I've woken up at weird times, like right after a dream.
Super cold, like the room gets super cold, chills. I'm like, this is not. But for me, I wouldn't even, getting back to like intaking shit, I wouldn't even think about the witching hour. I wouldn't even think about the room getting like super ice cold for no reason. If I hadn't intaked,
if you hadn't
days
watched or
and days of podcasts that talk about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fun to be spooky, but fucking be in the middle of it, dude. You're not sitting at a screen being like, get the fuck out of that house.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of this scary stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be into it.
I get it though.
I don't mind it
because I feel myself
I don't want to bring it in.
Well, we're the haunted houses and stuff like that. We went to The Conjuring at Halloween weekends, and dude, it was a well put on haunted house because it was a whole skit. It was like you start off in a room, and all of these actors are working with you, and you're doing things too. But it's creepy as shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
And like by the end of the night. It was fucked. It was fucked up. And then we're talking about going to Eloise tonight, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. It's like intaking too much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
every crew's got that one guy who shows up late, drinks gas station mud, and wonders why he feels like trash by lunch. Don't be that guy. Construction Coffee Co. isn't cheap sludge. It's small batch coffee roasted to keep you moving when everyone else is crying about their backs. Smooth enough to sit black, strong enough to keep you upright when your foreman's breathing down your neck. Fuck that guy. And yeah, they've got gear too. Shirts, hats, workwear built tough enough for the job site, not that pajama junk your apprentice wears. This stuff actually holds up when you're crawling through mud or hanging steel. They're there for you to roast beans and roast you. Just like you do with your buddies on the job. Because that's the culture. Talk trash, laugh hard, and get it done. Construction Coffee Co. Clock in, drink up, shut up. Go to constructioncoffeeco.com to get yours.
I got it. So I think the more work I've done in like mindfulness and trying to understand how my mind works, getting into like mental health stuff and just intentional thought, mindfulness, purposeful thinking, and having to like rewire how I communicate with myself. I think that what we speak over our lives, what we think in our heads, all that plays out in our lives. And I've had to work so hard at like rewiring the way that I communicate with myself just through life on a daily basis that it's hard for me to like listen to music that's overly negative. It's hard for me to watch things that are overly negative. And maybe that just comes with my own personal growth or I don't know. I'm not saying that like if you don't want to watch or that you're somehow better or have grown more than somebody that's into that stuff. But for me personally, I have grown with my mindfulness. The more that I've been able to get that out, into my self-realization.
We talk about balance all the time. Like It's okay to have a little bit of it if you're interested in it or whatever. Like I said, when it comes down to the mind of a serial killer or something, like I'm interested in that psychology. There's a show on Netflix called Mindhunter who like it talks about how like that it's like it's a theatrical show, but it's how they developed how they coined the term and how they coined the term serial killer and how they worked in like patterns and stuff like that. I had a point to that. Sorry. When we're intaking too much of that, it's the same thing as like if I just fucking sit here and eat ho-hos and
Yeah,
honey buns, like you're intaking like everything that you intake, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, has an effect on you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, it's your job to control what comes in. And having that balance, like if you like Halloween, you like spooky things, or not just Halloween, but like you like that sort of thing, you shouldn't just have that.
Yeah.
Like you need to have some kind of positivity as well.
Yeah. Well, they do say that your mind doesn't know the difference between, reality versus not. And so, I think when you're overly ruminating on something all the time, like that's the mode that your mind is working in.
That's why when we're talking, when you're outwardly talking to yourself, like you don't be mean to yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to speak
because your mind can't tell the
negatively.
difference.
Yeah.
Like me and Matt had talked about that when we were younger, when like me and him had first started really hanging out. We would joke and do the whole like I'm gonna fucking kill myself kind of thing. And then Matt eventually was like, I don't think we should be saying this.
Yeah.
And it tremendously helped because like you're saying it out loud, your brain doesn't know the difference. And like it creates like an option, and
when it's like it's like one of those things where if you receive like a specific type of training, it doesn't matter what it is, as you go through life beyond that, after a specific time absorbing that information, when you go through life, you notice that thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if you're in construction or military or anything else. Like once you've built in that training, it's part of your world. And so it's interesting to know that there's like all these people walking around having absorbed so much of this stuff. And then you look to see, well, why are all these like weird and negative things happening in society? And all these people are struggling mentally. And it's like, there's not only are there things for entertainment that could be coined as negative out there, like in the past, it's again amplified by 10,000 and it's pushed. And there's whole industries now, not just in the entertainment side of it, but everything that's related to it, including like documentaries on the people that are making the stuff that are doing it. Like there's this whole side of society now that's about how messed up people are and builds on that. And, it's just, I think we're going in the wrong direction in a lot of ways, but it also brings awareness
when you're,
and that balance,
exactly.
Though. So.
And when you're talking about the training, we have that X amount of entertainment, because it's not all entertainment. It's like
programming.
It's programming.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
If I'm required to get you to look at something by getting you to catch this video in the first 3 seconds, like if I'm required to get you to look at the video, you're being in the first 3 seconds, you're being programmed to swipe. And we take fault in that.
Manipulated, and we all participate.
Participate.
That's what I was going to say earlier, is so many of these things and so many of the other issues that I see happening and that are on the docket to happen to us in our lifetime, it all surrounds the whole digital aspect of life. And in all reality, so many of our problems right now could be solved as an entire population of people on the earth if everybody just put their phone down. If everybody was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I have to forfeit all of these things and these rights and all of this stuff to be able to participate online, and it's hard because so many services, even in government or in helping people in society, are tied to being online now.
I can't fly without my phone.
You have to have a phone now.
I can't travel without it.
So, it's a shame that we've gotten to that point. I think people could still slow down.
I think the slowing down would definitely help us. It's crazy. I think about it a lot because I always think about the fact that like I'll throw it all away. I'll grab my sleeping
Well, I say
bag.
that too, but are we?
No, that's what I mean. But I don't like, is that us just talking about like, is that the prepper side where it's like, fuck everybody, I'll just throw it all away and go hide in the mountains?
I mean, I've been considering going to get a flip phone again.
Yeah, I have.
Just so that I'm not playing on my phone all the time.
I'm going to talk to you about these radios, but I don't think
I think me and Matt figured out that they don't actually work like we think they do.
So if we're talking, we do need to get radios long distance.
Well, so they don't. So they
But
make
if it's a satellite radio and the satellite gets knocked out,
right, and if it's
work.
a cell tower, so they make these like rapid radios or something like that, and they're long distance, but they'll go off of any cell tower. But the problem is, or they'll go off any cell tower. That's their gimmick. You pay $50 a year to replace a SIM card, but if it has a SIM card, and me and Matt were like, oh, okay, well, do the cell towers have repeaters on them? So even when they're down, do they work? And that's not the case.
Right.
And so the only thing that we have left is ham radio towers. And you can get like Baofangs and have them, because I've got like 3 or 4 of them sitting around just always on and charging. Actually, I don't even think they're always on. I'm not very prepared right now. So if anybody has a plan for attack, do it now, because I'm getting back to it. But but you can like program them into your computer and change all the coding and stuff around to where you can have your own set channels. The problem with that is they do well, but they do well when there's a vast opening. Michigan's not great for that.
Right.
We either have cities or trees,
right?
And you're like, or cornfields, and they'll work in cornfields. When you're higher up in the mountains and stuff, even like the terrain that you're in, as long as you can get out in the open, they'll still transmit.
Right.
But for the most part, like I've been researching long distance radios for a long time, and the only one, like I could save people hours and hours of searching. It's just ham radios. Like that's realistically the only thing. Like you have to go back to old times to make things work. Otherwise, you get a carrier pigeon, you know. And then we also killed off a bunch of those.
I want to smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
He said, and we also killed off.
We did. We killed off a boatload of those. We ate them all.
Poor chickens. Poor pigeons. Poor pigeons. Mike Tyson would be very upset.
They did. That's how they. Dude, it was insane. Like how far they would fly with a note on them.
Really.
I wish Nate was in here. I'd pull it up. It's crazy.